Hi friends, I am Bhushan Deshmukh from LOKAYAN IAS Academy. Today we are going to discuss a very important topic, how to choose the optional. As you know, one has to choose the option and nearly 25 subjects are given by the UPSC and one has to choose one out of them. So not an easy task, friends. Some criteria, some discussion is required for choosing a optional. So first, it's like setting a stage, isn't it? Every candidate has to choose one optional. As we discussed, optional paper is a 500 marks in a total 2025 scheme, which comes out to be nearly 25%. So significant. 1/4 of our exam scheme in the mains is optional itself. So that shows the importance of this decision we are going to take. Two papers in every optional, each for 250 marks, say sociology optional. Then paper 1 it generally consists of theories and paper 2 consists of applied part of the subject. That is regularly the pattern is. Anyone can take any option from the list of 325. So suppose you take German literature, you take Hindi literature, or some person is a BA graduate and want to take electrical engineering, he can choose so. That's not an issue at all. So you can take a regional medium also. You can write the paper in the regional medium also. And then UPSC treat all options equally without any favor or malice. Some people think that no, there's a prejudice in the mind of a UPSC and they may be giving more importance to some optionals and less to others. But by experience, we haven't found so, friends. We found indeed that they're balanced and do not give the one subject importance over the other. So two categories of subject we can identify out of 25. Some are from humanities side and some are a technical or literature type subjects. So humanities side, history, geography, PSIR, public administration, sociology, anthropology, and technical side, engineering, physics, botany, and literature include n number of literature is there, like Hindi literature, Bengal literature, Telugu literature, etc. Humanities do not require a prior background, but prior background is required in the technical and to some extent literary subject. Prior background is that suppose you take statistics, then you should have graduation or post-graduation in statistics. Then only it become easier. Otherwise, it's not easy possible. But for history, sociology, power, geography, no such background is exactly required. So overlap with the GS, these subjects, they overlap with the GS. Not no much correlationship is there with the GS of this humanities subject, this technical subjects. In the humanities, they are relatively helpful in the writing essay and also giving interview. They are less helpful technical subjects. Group, guidance, and study material easily available. But then here one has to do the primary work sometime, searching for the subject itself. Average marks are given. Sometimes it can give very high marks, technical subjects, and sometimes they can give very less marks. Even that is a possibility. These are popular choices. Last 150 years of exam, humanities subjects are always popular. Indeed, earlier technical people are allowed to sit for the exam itself. But it's a selective choice. The first who come, Aditya Srivastav, he has an electrical engineering. That shows that even technical subjects are taken if confidence is there and one can clear. But if confidence is high, otherwise then this subject is also a good choice to go for, which is a popular choices among the candidates in the civil services. Let's go ahead. Factors to consider while choosing optional. So of course the first is a graduation subject. You spend 5 years into it, or some people have spent post-graduation, so 7 years. So half of the syllabus is known at least. You are more comfortable to approach of the subject. But interest is critical, but interest is required. Many times we do the graduation because somebody else has told us to do that. It's not exactly our interest area. So if that is the case, then unnecessarily one should not go for choosing such option until you are interested into it. Some options are not available, like pharmacy is not available, computer science is not directly available. So some graduate subjects may not be available as optional in the UPSC is another issue. Level required to post-graduation and not graduation. So the level required is of post-graduation. So you see to it that which exactly level you are into. It's very simplistic to assume that graduate studies will be suffice. Say for example, engineering subjects. The syllabus and actual question asked are of a post-graduation level and not exactly of a graduation level. So one has to be careful about such subjects. After graduation subject, the next criteria, second criteria, is a subject of interest. Many of the humanities subjects are favorite in the school, but then because of a exam-centric approach and career-centric approach, we're not allowed to continue with them. And then we study some other subjects, like we become engineer, we become doctor, and CA. But now it's a good idea to study these subjects if you want. History, geography, polity, anthropology, sociology. They're very interesting subjects. So you can enjoy your favorite subjects again if you want. So that's also a choice. But again, it's not a match point. This sorry. Updated material is prepared according to the UPSC syllabus. So it's an opportunity to study and enjoy your favorite subject again. It also expands our social quotient, isn't it? Study rewarding, but interest should be genuine and should not be only force one or purposely created one. If genuine interest is there, then this is the best formula to go for. To be or not to be, another issue is a synergy with the general studies. As you saw, general studies is a very big subject, 250 marks, whopping one. So that is the case. Then UPSC is an intense competition. So in such exam, even the synergy with the GS can make a big difference. Some of the subjects like history, polity and science and sociology and geography, PubAd, they had a synergy or linkages with the general studies. But some may not be, like anthropology, economics, psychology, philosophy, engineering subjects. Those with synergy save time and give better output. But this is not a decisive point. Students with anthropology, philosophy are clearing regularly. So those point is important. This is not a decisive point, but people are taking technical subjects and specialized subjects and studying also and clearing this exam regularly. But this is a point worth considering, that these subjects do have a synergy with GS, and in the exam where every mark count, this can become an important criteria. Got it, friends? Next is the age in writing essay. Essay is of 250 marks, means 1000 marks GS, 250 marks essay. So nearly half of the option it is. It gives lead to candidate over the peers. Essay is the one which you can score more than others. Some subjects give help in presenting a powerful essay. For example, sociology, history, philosophy, etc. But again, it can't be a match point. Essay could be mastered by everyone, by the efforts. So now we are in the search of alchemy, a perfect mix. Now such perfect mix, let's see what are the more points into it. Will it help in the interview? One more criteria. Interview constitutes an important part of structure of marking pattern. It is whopping 275 marks are kept for interview. So very high. Clarity of thought and depth is of critical thinking get checked in interview. Again, some subject like sociology, political science, PubAd, history, obviously they had age over the others, but it's not a thumb rule again. Others could be equally good in the interview skills. But this is one of the point that interview. The next point about choosing optional is whether the competitive material is available or not. For all the subject, academic material is available, but academic material is very vague and not pointed. So there is a need to have the competition material which is not available. Then one may spend 1 or 2 years in just making it unnecessarily. So nowadays, of course, it is available for most of the subject, but still one has to be careful and search for the pointer. The academic material is available for all the subjects. Competition material is not available for all the subjects. So let's see whether latest and updated material prepared according to the UPSC syllabus covering past questions, not only notes of toppers, we are saying material is available or not. Even that is important criteria choosing a subject. So it said that kingdom of God lives within you. Now the early start of the Bible, this one only. Is guidance available? So that kingdom of God is a guidance here. So sometimes it becomes difficult to get all insights of the subject by own studies. Making a notes take time. So guidance saves the times. Guidance is required. You may call it a class or guidance or whatever like that. Paper checking is crucial for success and optional. Guide to become one-stop solution to all the issues. So a mentor is required and guidance is also required. To be sure, the guide should be related to UPSC and not only to academic background, because those who know UPSC can guide proper. Those who are outside the UPSC, their guidance may not be so much fruitful. And then it should be not a hand holding, but in hand holding or like whatever is help, should be from start to end. It is better to move alone otherwise. Ekla chalo could be the strategy. So guidance is one of the crucial point. One can say. Next is a group available or not. If you say that if you walk alone, you go far, but if you had companions, you reach far. So companions are there better. Like keep group keep us in humorous, interest in studying remain intact, save us from the boredom. We can compare and correct the study plans and match the speed with the each other. So many advantages are there of studying in the group. So even this is one of the criteria whether group is available or not. Got it, friends? Let's go ahead. I for the detail. One has to check the trend of marks. Any subject you are taking, ultimate aim is to get a post. So whether that subject is actually working or not, it is giving results or not, even that has to be seen. So results show that some subjects regularly score more while other subjects lag behind. In that case, it is better to carefully study a trend of marks in various optionals. After all, we are taking subject for getting post and not to make a career into it. So ultimate aim is to get a post and not to make career. So it should be a practical decision. It should not be taken emotionally. It is a decision according to our idea of getting post. So post is a foremost goal in front of us, and not exactly the subject is the foremost goal in front of us. But this factor could not be overemphasized. If you are comfortable with some subject and also confident, then you can swim against the tide. The trend could be reversed. So trends has to be seen. Past candidates and their marks are available. Go through it and see what subject you are going to take, works out or not. What works is works, isn't it? So ultimately it is not subject at work, it candidate who works out the subject. It's also been true. So if you see the toppers every year, then you'll find them for different options and not from one or two options. Why? Because they worked out the optional and not that optional took them ahead. So fact check is very important. One can change the optional in the next attempt, but not once the process has started. So while filling the form of prelim only, they ask the optional, and once you feel that, then you can have a mains, you can't change it suddenly. Next attempt, of course, you can change. So this is a very important point. Also, medium, same thing. You have to choose it, and in between the process, you can't change it in a single cycle. So choosing optional does not make a special impression in interview board. So I'm curious that will my optional choose selection will make an impression on the interview board? No, not exactly. Is it true that somebody is a literature background and literature optional is not good administrator, and somebody with a bad literature is going to be a good administrator? That's a very generalized statement. It could be opposite may happen. So UPSC doesn't make a differentiate in interview board which optional you have chosen. That doesn't make a difference to them. Once you take optional, then you may stick to it. No, people keep thinking that others optional are good. So this is like psychological factor, isn't it? Or we always think that the grass is greener on the other side. Whatever, every subject has some part which is steep. Say for example, say sociology. Then what happens? There is a part one, thinkers are there. So one may find it very difficult to do this. Some people give it up. But once you cross that particular stage and you go through up, then you'll find it very interesting. Once you're a plateau, then you can see the greenery, you can see the nature very well. So though notes are ready-made, but available in the market is ample, but understanding the crux of the subject is important. So what happened? That though so many notes are available, material is available, toppers things are available, ultimately understanding subject yourself is also very important. What to avoid? Some interesting points we discuss. What to avoid? Some common mistakes are done. Avoid a casual approach when selecting approach. कोई कहता है कि ले लो ना यार, अच्छा होगा, अच्छा ही तो होगा. कोई कहता है कि ना ले, ना हो तो this type of discussion of casual approach may not be good for choosing optional. Avoid temptation to take optional based on length of syllabus measured on the scale. Some people take a length and this much length, this is shorter, this is longer, and will take shorter. Too much superficial it is, may not go correct. Or dicto copy of topper's choice. Unfortunately, people follow the toppers, but toppers haven't followed anybody, and therefore they have become topper. Avoid taking optional subjects simply because you love it. Even that can't be the criteria. You can study after selection. Only love is cannot be a criteria. That if you want to study the subject in deep after becoming IAS, IPS, then you enroll for PhD in the subject and become PhD. No issue. But that type of criteria can't be here applied. Avoid getting influenced by some guidance center mentors who claim that ले लो भैया हो जाएगा. Such type of like criteria can't be there. Like somebody is influencing you and you got influenced. Avoid taking the criteria. Only one criteria satisfied: study material. Again, that's a bad one. Study material is one of the criteria, not the only one. Avoid using criteria like this optional will help in service. Again, wrong idea. Then all should take PubAd only, public appreciation. That will help the highest. Avoid false chastity with the optional. If it is not working after 2-3 attempts, then one has to change it. So those already giving the subject optionals and it is not working out in mains, then one can choose it. That's the better. It's not for you then. Final note after discussing so much. So let's come to the final note. Go through the syllabus and the past questions properly. And at least 3-4 top choices you keep in front of us. You make a short list of subjects. And then now you can do exercise of 1 hour. Suppose you are still not sure which option to take. Then what I suggest is that you take a 1 hour time. What to do? Suppose 3-4 subjects you have discussed: anthropology, sociology, history, polity. Just keep the books in front of you, and 1 hour just sit idle, looking at those books of 4 different subjects. Now, obviously, you can't sit idle for 1 hour. So you'll open some book, try to read something, open another one, try to go through something. And after 1 hour, just calculate which of the book you chosen more time, which of the book you like more to read. Then that could be your liking, that could be your passion. And this is also one can take a subject. This may work. That's the idea. Ultimately, you will take some books in hand, so that we discussed. At the end of the hour, calculate which subject book you have chosen the most. And by using this criteria, as one can choose the optional better. Choose it early, before December. One has to finish with the optional and get ready for the prelim. After prelim, again we have to start with the optional. So this choosing optional is a very important issue. And then after so many criteria have been like taken into point, then one should choose it. After all, for getting a success in this exam, require correct decisions. One wrong decision is one attempt. So गलती को माफी नहीं है. तो इसलिए से I hope you have carefully seen this video and make a best use of it. Best of luck.